make sure that everybody can see the 4 plates.
That is 4 plates?
Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
We're ready.
My name is Chris Liddle, and I'm a certified functional strength coach and a precision nutrition coach. My journey in the industry started in 2017. I was an account manager for Yeg Fitness. I was doing that part-time outside of my regular 9-to-5 job, and then I started doing some indoor cycle instructing. So I was at a boutique studio for a while, and in January 2018, I kind of made a commitment to myself. I was certified to be a trainer at that point, and I wanted to be in the industry, and I knew that it was going to take some bold moves. So I put in my resignation with my day job, and it put me in an interesting position where I was scrambling for work for about a month. I managed to get like an internship at a local boutique gym. I was there for about 8 months. They closed down. Then I became self-employed. Amidst that, that's when I got my other certification for Certified Functional Strength Coach. Before that, I was CanFit certified, and I had done some of the NATE program. And kind of hit the ground running October 2018 as a self-employed individual. Was at a gym on the east end of town for about 4 months. Moved my business to Evolve in February 2019. Then we had our pandemic, and here we are. And I host a podcast called The Lifestyle Chase, and just kind of adding things on as we go, layering it on. It's kind of a funny story because with the boutique gym that I was at before, they had some lockers in their facility. And when they closed down, they actually bought the lockers and placed them at Evolve. And my business cards were inside one of the lockers. And so my buddy Andrew Coates, he sent me a picture of my business card inside of Evolve. And I was actually at a Lululemon event, and I ran into John Chung. And he talked to me about would I like to come and move my business to Evolve. There's lots of people that I already knew. Lots of my friends are already doing their business out of the facility. And it just kind of felt like a good fit for me. Felt like I'd be surrounding myself with like-minded individuals. It's a business that's growing year by year, kind of similar mindset to me. Lots of space, lots of equipment. And it was just kind of the exciting atmosphere that I needed. The sky's the limit. As much as you want to grow, you grow. As strong as you want to be, you just keep pushing it. You're never going to run out of resources or ideas or people to bounce ideas off of. My kind of journey or entry into doing this as a career, doing this as something that I wanted to help other people with, it's simply in how fitness made me feel, how being active and sort of pushing my physical and mental limits, like hitting sort of almost that reset where you hit your wall and you realize you can recover and you can keep pushing past what you thought was the end point, where you think that this is all there is, that's all they wrote. There's more. When I realized that through my own journey, I realized I could reproduce that for other people. I realized that by connecting with people in a very genuine way, by helping them see things that they didn't see, that was valuable. And then it came down to honing that skill, realizing that you're never going to be an expert in anything. There's always going to be more to learn. There's always going to be something to advance or something to hone in on. And that's why I push for more continuing education. In my podcast, I try to surround myself with people who know more about things than I do. And it could be just emotional things that people have had to overcome. It can be physical setbacks. It can be mental struggles. Mental health is something that I take very seriously. I find that good fitness, good nutrition plays a huge role in people's resiliency in life, people's grit and their ability to bounce up, bounce back, get up every time you fall down. In a year like this year where we're in the middle of a pandemic, where people are losing their business, where people are isolated. There's no skill that I can place more value on than the ability to connect with people through digital media, through everything that we have at our fingertips, but also to build people back up, to make people bulletproof, to make people hard to kill, and to make people see more potential in themselves when all the odds are against them. In this industry, in working with people's fitness and their nutrition, you connect with a lot of people. When I entered this industry, I never realized how impactful a mentor could be on me, but then I never realized how many mentors I'd meet. Every single one of my clients, no matter what age, what background, what experience that they have, is a mentor to me. Every single person that I work with teaches me how to be better at life, teaches me how to be a better friend, teaches me how to be a better coach, teaches me to ask better questions. It's like the more open you are to feedback in what you do as your craft, the better you can dial in and hone in on it. The more open you are to feedback as a client, the more value you get from what you're paying for. And that just comes down to finding the communication style of each individual, in which I never realized how much being a good communicator would help me along in my journey and in my process, and learning to give people the space that they need to put out into the world what they need to put out, because everybody's going to go at a different pace. Everybody's going to say things in different ways. Everybody's going to receive things in different ways, and everybody's journey is going to look a little different. And so having patience through that process and being willing to grow with each and every day makes a huge difference. And it just teaches you that life experience plays into just about anything you want to apply yourself to, and that every rep, whether it's through life, fitness, everything, you rep it out, you will move forward. And it's just a matter of just keep going. So amidst 2020 and everything that it brings, a lot of dynamics can come into play. And with everybody I've talked to, whether they live with other people, whether they live by themselves, whether they are wealthy or whether they're just getting by, living paycheck to paycheck, we're all going to have those dynamics, those things, those pillars that need to be maintained. For me, it's truly in this year is open communication and honesty, getting really skilled in the art of putting it all on the table. When you have a bad day and you can assess what it is that you need to help you have a good day, then you can communicate that to the people in your support network. And if you're finding that you don't have people in your support network, you'd be surprised what happens when you're honest with your situation. And when you really put yourself out there, when you say this is how I'm feeling, there's a lot of people that can resonate with that can relate to that, and then can put themselves in the same shoes. And so when it comes to my pillars, it is truly finding ways to move every day. Sometimes that's going to be heavy lifting. Sometimes that's going to be walking. Really adhering to some kind of nutrition, like eating vegetables, drinking water, making sure that I'm holding myself accountable to getting the right food into my body. And just having lines of communication that are unbroken. And it's it doesn't take many people, but you do need to lean on people, and just the willingness to admit that we all need to lean on somebody at some point. Those are big things. Just planning ahead, planning when I'm going to talk to people, planning when I'm going to make these meals, planning when I'm going to be active, and having that structure so that there's consistency. Because if we don't have it in our calendar, it might not happen. If we're able to plan it just like we book a workout or anything else like that, then we can ensure that it actually goes through, and we can be more certain that we're going to stay on track, and that no matter what happens, it might not be pleasant, but we're going to overcome whatever life throws our way. Because while this may be a tough year, everybody in their life is going to come across things just like this, and to learn from this experience is a lot more valuable than to let it knock you down and have learned nothing at all. when it comes to communicating with clients, clients are people who live lives just like I would. So when something is a setback for me, there's no reason why my client wouldn't have the same instance. Having like a connecting piece at the start of the session to ask how they're really doing, and setting those expectations that the answer that they give is kind of expected to be an honest one. My clients can say with confidence that if they don't have that energy level, that they know that I'm going to adapt to that. And it's not like I don't think that they can do tough things. It's just that I'm going to have a different approach in how they handle those tough situations. And if nothing else, they'd be able to walk away from that situation, being able to apply those skills that they learned in the gym into their real life, so that when we have a certain amount of volume that we have to lift in that session, in that 1 hour, we just lift it differently, but it still moves off the ground. Just like if you need to pay your bills in life, you might pay them differently. You might have to pivot. You might have to do a side hustle, but it's still going to happen. And there's nothing really that holds a person back except for their attitude. By holding that space for people and sometimes shedding a different perspective on things, or sometimes holding them accountable to what they've done in the past, reminding them of what I've seen them demonstrate, that dials them in to getting it done no matter what, not pushing them into a point of no return, but redirecting them into the direction that's going to help them the most.